have it. The favorite in the pick 4 will pay.
Jockey Sandy Hawley.
Well, thanks a lot, Sam. I ended up winning lots of races because of guys like you. Thank you very much. Very, very lucky throughout my career to have people like Sam put me on their horses, and also have a great agent like Colin Wick. And I know Colin Wick was on your show, I think it was the last time, and he, in my estimation, when I look back, is one of the best, if not the best agent, not only in Canada, but North America. That's how good he was.
I asked Colin that he was going to come up here, but it was 2 or 3 days too late because he goes to his fishing trip.
You know what, somebody said he was thinking about coming again tonight, and I said, that son of a gun's probably still up in North Bay. He's probably 300 miles from here right now. So, all the more power to him. He deserves it. He worked hard throughout his life. He was actually a jockey at one day. You knew that, eh, Sam? And the last day that he rode, he won 3 races. And then the next morning he had a horse flip over in the gate on him and messed up his leg, and he got to the point where he couldn't actually bend his leg properly. So he had to quit being a jockey. And he always walked with a little bit of a limp. And he was a pig farmer as well. He came from England, and I guess after he was a jockey, he ended up being a pig farmer, and then he became a jockey's agent. He told me a story about one time. You could tell so many stories. You could sit here all night and tell Colin Wick stories. And he said that one time he had all his pigs in the back of his truck, and all of a sudden somebody was honking the horn at him. His back gate had come down, and there were pigs all over the place. So he was out there trying to round up his pigs. But just a great guy, and I hope you had a good time with him last time he was on the show. He's probably got a lot of good stories. But it's great to be on the show. We've got our great MC here again.
Well, I'm just trying my best tonight, but even as I go along. But it's always a pleasure to have Hall of Fame rider Sandy Hawley with us, and also broadcaster. We want to wish you all the best. Everything's been coming along well with Bet Night Live. Can you tell us a little bit about its success and how things have been going?
Well, it has been going well, and this year we kind of changed the format a little bit. They've got more graphics and all that stuff. So kudos to our TV department. They're always, like Woodbine itself, trying to keep up with the Joneses and actually stay ahead of the Joneses. And they've done a tremendous job. Actually, Emma Jane Wilson, she won that race earlier, and she actually had a helmet cam on. And so anyways, she went around the track and ended up winning the race. And I guess Nick Eves was watching from at home, and he's the boss here, so he said he was very happy with the way it looked on the show, so I guess it turned out pretty good. So that's our TV department keeping up with everybody else. And Bet Night Live is going strong. There's new people getting involved and watching on TV, which is what we want. We want bigger crowds. Sam and I were just talking about the old days when we used to have a packed grandstand every Saturday and Sunday. Maybe not as much throughout the week, but it was fantastic for the riders and for racing itself to see that grandstand full. But I've got some win pictures at home, and they really were just an average win. It was just like a maiden race or an allowance race or something like that. You look in the back of the picture, and here the grandstand is absolutely packed. It'd be nice to get back to those days. I don't know if we ever will. Maybe one of these days Woodbine Live will be up and going, and maybe that'll attract some more people to Woodbine, and hopefully one of these days we see those crowds back again. But I think Bet Night Live, shows like that are creating more interest, and people that may not know what horse racing is all about. And that's what Bet Night Live is all about too, teaching the person that doesn't know anything about horse racing, doesn't know how to bet. You say stumbles coming out of the gate, and they might even say, well, what's that mean? So Jim Bannon is fantastic at that. Laura Dykin does a great job. Chad Rosema and Natalie Zach. So we're having fun on the show. We're trying to make it fun as well, and hopefully give the people at home a few winners here and there with our handicapping and interviews of trainers and jockeys. And myself, I'm really enjoying it as well.
Well, it's certainly a huge educational tool for those who are unfamiliar with the game, and even for those who are familiar, because like you said, we might not know certain terms that are coming up when announcers are talking or seeing something in the racing form and we're unfamiliar with it. To have you guys reiterate certain things, it really helps us gain more knowledge of the game, and we definitely appreciate it. So coming up now, I know that Bet Nightlife has been a huge success, and you've been doing work for both Standardbred and Thoroughbred. Have you been broadcasting for both?
Actually, I have. I just started last year. They asked me if I wanted to do the Standardbreds on the Monday night. They just kind of wanted somebody new, I guess, to be over there, and I said, well, I don't really know the lingo, but I guess I'll give it a shot. Well, I started here at Woodbine, and of course they all come to the holding barn here. And you know what? A lot of great people. I've met a lot of the Standardbred guys. I knew most of the drivers, but I didn't know very many of the trainers and owners and all that stuff. But they're a great bunch of people, and they've been treating me fantastic. Most guys that I asked for an interview before the show starts, I have to go through the barn and find 5 different trainers to interview for our show. And most of them say yes. You know, every once in a while somebody will be nervous, doesn't want to come on the show, but 99% of them come on the show and they do a great job, and they don't mind my lingo. I know when I first started I was saying, oh, your horse seemed to pace well last time out. How do you think he's going to do tonight? And he said, well, he trotted well, yes. And I thought, well, I messed up again. But getting used to the lingo that there's trotters and pacers, and don't say to a driver, your horse ran well last time, because the trotters don't run. As soon as they run, they broke. So I got used to that pretty quick as well. So I'm starting to get more used to it, and I'm enjoying that as well. I really have a good time doing the Standardbred show as well.
Excellent.